You're not weak, you've been conditioned. If you feel like no matter what you try to do, no matter who you're trying to become, you still feel incapable, stuck, or like you don't matter, I need you to hear this very clearly. The problem isn't that you're weak. The problem is that you were shaped by your environment, your experiences, and beliefs that trained you to keep you small. That's called conditioning. In this video, I want to provide you with a different lens, a different perspective, through the lens of conditioning and not your own personal failure. This isn't avoiding responsibility. This is taking it at a different angle. And if you can see your struggle through that lens, like I did, you can take a different perspective and a different approach and stop that self-attack. If you ever heard of that story of the elephant that's in a circus that is raised from when it's young until it's old, and you know, the elephant's one of the strongest animals in the animal kingdom. But despite the fact of it knowing this, it being brought up in an environment which made it think it was smaller than itself meant that it didn't try to escape. It was bound by chains to a chair that weighed less than a hundredths of itself, and yet still was stuck in the same place, could not leave. It didn't believe that it was strong enough to overcome its environment. And I often look at myself as this elephant, as a person that knows that they're capable of more, but unable to do more because their mind says otherwise. I've had moments where I've had days where my day is absolutely fantastic. I'm able to get everything done. I feel competent. I feel strong. And then one little thing happens and my emotional stability or my emotional strength is absolutely shattered. I've had moments where I go to the gym, I'm lifting heavier than I've ever lifted before. And one little thing happens, or I have a little reminder of the past, and things for me seem to go downhill. Like I tried to mention in my videos, I grew up in a place where I feel like my environment didn't really help. I didn't have a lot of positive role models, and I struggled a lot to stay purposeful and true to myself as a result of not having that social support there. I feel like I always craved that role model leadership from anybody. It didn't matter. I was grasping at everything, trying to find somebody that could teach me something, but I wasn't given that. And then the environment that I was stuck in is an unforgiving environment that expects you to excel without giving you the tools to teach you how. And I think society sort of creates this dynamic because everybody is stuck in this sort of survival phase of eat or be eaten, and which is fair enough. You know, it's one of them ones where you either try or do your best, risk, or you die trying. But for the people that haven't been given the toolbox, it's a whole lot harder. I often think about what it would have been like to have an environment that's a lot more supportive. And people say, oh, well, you know, get on with it. But when you ask the people that are getting on with it, what are they doing to self-soothe themselves? Okay, they're smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, partying, drinking alcohol. So you either get on with it and subdue yourself because you're not really looking into yourself deep enough to understand exactly what it is that you're going through and the struggles you're facing. But instead, why not face your inner demons? Why not ask yourself these questions? And it's difficult because it makes it sound like you're complaining. Maybe if things were better, maybe if my environment was better, maybe if I had better parents. But it's the truth. And I feel like the first level of introspection comes with understanding and accepting the truth. And not feeling like you're supposed to feel shameful about speaking about how this would have been better. This is not me absolving myself of responsibility. I've done a lot of that in my life. I've told myself, it's not my fault. I should have had better parents. I should have a better family. I should be in a better environment. It doesn't benefit anybody. The only person it benefits are the people that are actually trying, because that's one less person in the competition. So you need to understand that you're not weak. You've been conditioned. Your environment currently, exactly where you are now, the friends and the people that you have around you, and all the things that you've attempted to do in your life and you failed, is not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Now, I'm not saying you can expect yourself to change things immediately, but the only thing you can do is try. And on a day-to-day basis, you might fail, things might not work out, and you might feel like you're even taking steps back. But you've also got to understand that you understanding and being self-aware and constantly choosing day in and day out to be the best version of yourself, no matter how damn tired you are, is progress. You might not have the playbook now, but you can write that playbook. You might not have the people around you now, but you can find those people. And I think I would also tell myself, have some grace, cut yourself some slack. Yeah, do what you need to do on a day-to-day basis, but don't do too much. Don't do too little at the same time. Take responsibility. Be honest with yourself. A lot of it comes from you. You're not weak, you've just been conditioned.